Hello guitar teachers and students, welcome back. So I've been meaning to do some more R&B stuff for a couple months now, and with all the interval stuff that we're doing in other genres, it seemed like a perfect time to kick it off and talk about some double stops. I really love double stops for R&B. It seems like the two were just sort of made for each other. So what is a double stop? Well, first we're going to have to take a look at a pentatonic scale. So we're going to be up here at the 7th fret using this sort of Phrygian mode version of the E minor pentatonic scale, and it looks and sounds like this. So double stops are when we play the scale 2 strings at a time, and whatever notes happen to be there are the ones that we play. So that'll look and sound like this. Side note, if you take a look up at the sheet music, you'll notice that there's no real set interval here. So it's mostly fourths, but there are some thirds in there too. It's a very guitarist thing to do. I love it. So let's take a look at a very basic thing that you could do with double stops over the chord progression E minor, C major, B minor, B minor. So one of the reasons that double stops work so well in R&B is because R&B uses a lot of 7th chords. And the thing about 7th chords is once you have them in the harmony, all these other notes start to sound really good too, right? Like 9ths, sometimes even 11ths, provided that they're in the right context, of course. And with how double stops are laid out, playing 2 notes at a time, most of them have at least one note in common with whatever chord you're playing over, which in turn makes them sound really good over 7th chords. Another great thing about these is that they're fairly easy to play relatively quickly. So we can use them kind of like we would a scale, and we end up with these cool little chord melody things. Let's take a look at something like that. If you're watching and you already know that this is something that you want to get better at, I do have a link in the description for a free resource that'll help you out. What I've done is I've mapped out all the pentatonic modes in this key and their double stop patterns, and then given you a bunch of chord progressions with space below so you can start to take some of these double stop patterns and write parts to them that fit over the chord progressions and, just really be creative. I feel like helping you get a really solid grasp on one key is the right approach here because, well, I don't know what keys you like to play in, right? But I do know that if I can help you get a solid foundation in one key, then you can take all of those ideas and apply them to any other ones that you might like. So the last thing that I want to cover today is starting to mix scale stuff with this double stop stuff. So because these double stops live on these scale shapes and they're only 2-note chords, they mix very well with just single note stuff. And if we keep the double stops as our sort of anchor points for these chord changes, we end up with this really cool melodic but still rhythm guitar kind of feel. Let's check that out. And that's double stops. So I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you back next week with another video. All right, take care.